If you are planning on doing an apartment hunt or house hunt, or if you're in the middle of doing this, you know that it is exhausting. So I have a few tips and a few places that you can try if you are looking for a place. Stick with me. Welcome back to City Bitty Mommy. My name is Sasha, and on this channel we talk about mommyhood, life and style. Today's video is a request from a subscriber. It is KXNG Dino or King Dino. Thank you so much for this request. I really enjoyed making this video and it was a really good idea. The first one on the list is the Jamaica Gleaner, the classified section, where it says places for rent, and it is organized by parish, so it's easier for you to find a place. Normally outside of COVID, you'd be able to purchase a Gleaner as early as 2 a.m. Sunday morning, because that is when most of them would come out, and you'd be able to, just get the ball running really quickly. You'd circle the places that you were interested in, and then I wouldn't recommend calling these persons until maybe at least 8 o'clock. Some of them would say, please call after 1, or when you call them, you will just not get them. So I'd recommend starting early because the competition is out there for a place. Try not to call too early. So the second place where you can find places for rent are websites. I particularly like this because typically you're seeing pictures of the place. So a few websites like Coldwell Banker, Remax, Property Ads Jamaica, and Sagicor Property. Anymore, but those are the main ones that you can actually take a look at, because you can search by budget. You can of course search by location. You can search if you want it to be furnished or unfurnished. You can search. There's filters on the website that you can use in order to narrow down your search, in order to find something that is suitable for you. The thing that you can use is Keys. Keys is an app that you can use that asks you to turn on your location, so it finds places around you. But you can also of course search anywhere. Shows pictures, and it shows if the place is available or not available, if it's gone. It also shows how long it's been on the app, which is really good. Now another one is Jamaica Classifieds Online, and this particular website is my absolute favorite because of the various things that you can search on this website. So there is property, there is furniture for sale, there are services for sale, there are vehicles for sale. So we're gonna highlight the property. Now again, just like the websites like Remax and Coldwell Banker and all of those fancy websites, you can actually do the same with your by filtering your search on Jamaica Classifieds Online. You can also contact the person who is renting the place directly via WhatsApp. If you're using your phone, it takes you directly to WhatsApp. So I would highly recommend going to Jamaica Classifieds Online if you are looking for a place. Now another one is to just ask around. Sometimes when you ask the right person, they may know somebody who knows somebody. A lot of persons who have a place for rent may not want to put it in the Gleaner. They may just prefer to go by referrals. So that's another thing that you can do, just ask around. Going to my tips, I initially mentioned this, buying the Gleaner early as you possibly can if you're going to be using the Gleaner. If you watch my How to Get a Job in Jamaica video, you'll know that the Gleaner also, once they post it in the paper, it also goes on their website afterwards. So you can actually check their website too. It will show you when the ad expires. Typically it expires in 1 week. I don't know if it's a part of the deal with posting it in the paper, but it does go online, so you can check that. My tip is to call as early as possible. My tip is to call as early as possible. But I wouldn't call earlier than 8 a.m. because sometimes these persons, you call them, oh, I'm in the country, I won't come back until 2, because as if they don't know that they posted something online. Anyways, we won't go into that. Another tip is to prepare to go up and down. If you are deciding that you are going house hunting today, then you prepare. You make sure that you eat something. You make sure that you are prepared to travel from all ends, because some of these places, when they're posted, you don't know the location until you give them a call. So just prepare to be up and down. So if you are driving, make sure you have enough gas in your car. If you are taking a taxi, ensure that you have your money, because more than likely you're going to be up and down. Now I can speak for Kingston that you may go to Constant Spring Road, you see a place at Constant Spring Road, and then you get your call, you see somewhere else that you want, and it's in Mountain View. So just prepare to go up and down. So make time for that. I would recommend doing this in your lunch break. Another important thing is to try and get the cost of the place if it's not posted. So if you do get through to the persons, you can ask them. Usually they'll start with that, hey, it's so and so, you know. Them doing that is just to make it clear, you know, almost like a disclaimer, it costs XYZ, so if you can't afford it, then don't bother, you know. And this is also for you. If you know that you're not able to afford it, then it doesn't make any sense to look at it. I wouldn't look at some place where I can't afford, because you just don't want to get your hopes up. I wouldn't recommend doing that. No, you have to remember and consider that whatever that cost is, you are going to need double in order to get the place, because they are going to ask you for your deposit as well as the first month's rent. Whatever that cost is, it is going to be doubled. So if rent is $100,000, be prepared, you're going to need to spend $200,000. Now, when you are looking for a place, you have to consider everything. You have to consider the location. Are you a family that needs to be close by to a school, a particular school? Are you going to change your children's school? You need to consider, is there water problems in that location? Because to me, all of Kingston has trouble with water. But is there a tank if there is water problems? Do you have something, you have backup water, backup facilities? Because nothing no worse than when water gone. Another thing to consider, is there parking for your vehicle if you have a vehicle? And is there parking if you're a family with more than one vehicle? Is there parking for both vehicles? Because you don't want to have this nice place and your car out the door at the gate and you're worried because you don't know, you know, if they're going to steal your vehicle. So consider parking. Now, for the persons who don't drive, are you close to public transportation? How many taxis do you need to take? How many buses do you need to take to go where you need to go? Are you up on a hill somewhere where you'd have to walk down from the hill to get to public transportation? I'd recommend that when you're looking at the place, you turn on your pipes, check your water pressure, ask as well, ask the person who's showing you, ask the agent or ask the landlord, you know, have you guys had any problems? Typically, they're probably not going to tell you no. Typically, I'm going to tell you no, them don't have no water problem, but ask around. Now, another tip for you is to beware of scams. If I am looking for a place and they show a picture, but the picture is only outside, I'm not interested in that place, no matter how good outside looks. Because if you are renting a place, are you going to rent a place and show the gate and the side of the house? No, you're going to show inside of the house. You're going to show as many pictures as you can because you want to get it rented. Be prepared to answer questions and fill out forms. A lot of these places will ask you questions, typically, where do you work? Who's going to live in the house? Do you have children? And as a note, there are some places that will tell you blatantly, we don't want children in our house. So also be prepared to fill out a form, and that form is almost like a job application. They want to know, they want references, they want to know where you work, how long you've worked there. I've seen places that ask you how much you earn, but just be prepared to fill out these forms. If you like the place and you want the place, you're going to definitely put your best foot forward, because the truth is the competition is very, very high when it comes to renting. I've seen where people would walk with their money. I'm not saying you should walk with the money. It is up to you. Those are my methods of looking for a place in Jamaica, whether it be apartment or a house. So much again to King Dino, who requested this video. If there are other videos that you'd like me to do, go ahead and put it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to comment, like, and of course, hit the subscribe button if you are liking my content and want to see more. Even better, press the notification bell so you can be notified whenever I post something new.